Hello, and welcome to the X Project podcast. This is a podcast of the X Project Substack. To subscribe, please go to thexproject.substack.com. What is the X Project again? And why should you care and want to be a part of it? Article number 11, published December 2nd, 2023. Section 1. Why this article now? It is December 2nd. The X Project was only conceived and launched last month, and the first 10 articles have been written and published. Along the way, I slowly started letting a few select friends and family members know about the X Project with each new article. I asked you to check it out, I asked for your feedback, and I asked you to refer the X Project to anyone you know who might find it valuable. Thank you. I have spoken to most of you directly, and you have been very generous with your time and feedback. I do not know some of you, as you were referred or found the X Project some other way, and I'd like to connect with you and get your feedback as well. The first and most important thing I am trying to ascertain is if the X Project is a viable financial endeavor that can support me in doing this full time. It definitely takes a full-time effort to deliver what I've provided thus far, and it will continue to take a full-time effort to deliver my vision. This is great because those who know me know that this is my passion and what I've spent my time doing since retiring from my previous position at my last company. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. What's also great is that all of you have been supportive and have encouraged me to continue with the effort and thought it is possible to build this into a financially viable endeavor. Section 2. What's next? Well, what's not so great is that it will be challenging and take time, and there is no guarantee it will succeed. Based on the feedback I have received thus far, I am excited, motivated, and committed for the next few months, but I need to see weekly growth of paid and free subscribers. I know I need to do much to build my subscriber base, and part of what I need to do is to help you help me. And this article is designed to do just that. Section 3. What is the X Project about? Most of you so far are new to Substack. There is a section below to help the next generation of newbies to Substack. Some of you found and clicked the About button, and others didn't. For those that did not, here's what it says. Number 1, the X Project is knowledge and learning at the intersection of these 10 topics: commodities, debt, deficits, demographics, economics, energy, geopolitics, interest rates, markets, and money. 2, the X Project is an interplay between Generation X and the Roman numeral 10. 3, the X Project is a Generation X perspective on how and why so much of our lives will likely be different in the future compared to our lives up until now. 4, the X Project wants to understand how and why the middle class that so many of us were born into has been slowly and steadily getting X'd out. 5, the X Project aims to understand why so many Generation X and younger generations are challenged in meeting or exceeding the living standards of our parents. 6, the X Project strives to educate and prepare us for what's possible and probable in the future so we can make and advise our loved ones on the best career, investment, and other significant life decisions. 7, the X Project targets a broader audience of people who want to know what they need to know about the X Project topics, but do not have the time or the interest. 8, the X Project will distill, summarize, and synthesize the opinions analyses, expectations, and forecasts of various authors, experts, consultants, and strategists related to the X project topics. 9. The X project will publish 10 monthly articles and podcasts that take approximately 10 minutes to read or listen to, so all this knowledge and information is easy to consume and digest. 10. The X project will always try to answer why this is relevant to you and why you should care. Another section on the bottom half of the About page lists 10 things about me, the X project guy. Since most of you so far know me personally, I'll save the space in this article and on this podcast. But if you don't know me, you can click the About link to read that section. Section 4, why so many questions? The X project aims to help you know what you need to know. To do that, it helps to think of the questions you might be asking. And that is why the X Project's articles are divided into sections with headers asking what the X Project thinks are relevant questions. Even better would be if you, the reader or listener, ask the questions that you want answered by commenting on the article or sending emails directly to thexprojectguy@gmail.com. Section 5. What are the big questions driving the X Project? The X Project spends several dozen hours each week in the world of analysts, strategists, investment advisors, traders, hedge fund and other portfolio managers, consultants, academics, and authors who study and deal with the 10 topics that the X Project investigates. In that large community, there are more questions and more debates about the answers than ever. Here are just 10 of the bigger questions. 1. Are we embarking on a secular inflationary period, returning to a disinflationary trend, or going to experience outright deflation? 2. Will there be an economic hard landing, soft landing, or no landing, recurring to a deep and prolonged recession, a shallow and short recession, or avoiding a recession altogether? 3. Is the Fed done hiking interest rates, or are there more rate hikes to come? 4. Have bond yields peaked and are heading lower, or will they still run higher? 5. Is the stock market going to make new all-time highs, decline significantly, do both, or just chop sideways? 6. Is the dollar going to strengthen or weaken? 7. Has oil demand peaked and started to decline, or will it continue to grow? 8. Has the supply of cheap oil peaked and started to decline, or will more cheap oil come to market? 9. Are commodity prices going higher or lower? 10. Will the government be able to keep growing its debt and deficits, or will something have to change, and if so, what? There is no easy one or correct answer to any of those questions. None of those questions can be answered in one or even a couple of articles. Yet, whatever the answer ends up being to each of those questions, it will significantly impact you in some way. This is what drives the X Project. Section 6. How will these questions be answered? By asking and answering many more minor questions, which will spawn more questions to be answered. The X Project topics are all interrelated in various ways. Imagine a three-dimensional web of interconnectivity between those 10 topics. And then imagine each of those 10 topics spreading out into smaller subtopics. Imagine a complex web of interconnectivity between them all. This is the reality of which we are dealing, and it might look something like the picture posted in the article. I imagine that the strings interconnecting all of these projects are more extended than just the length between any 2 points. The X project will start with smaller topics and ask questions that will pull on those strings and lead to other topics that will lead to other questions that will lead to other topics, and so on. The more we pull, the more we ask, the more we answer, the more we understand. Moreover, many questions will have multiple and potentially opposing answers, and the X project will aim to be balanced by providing summaries and rationales for all reasonable and popular answers. Section 7. What can you expect going forward? The X project aims to publish 10 monthly articles, each broken into 10 sections with a question header. And for those of you who prefer to listen instead of reading, I will record the reading aloud of each article going forward into a podcast that will be published simultaneously, as I did with the last article, number 10, and this one. I am still catching up on recording of some of the originally published articles. I have committed to summarizing 20 books that have been recently read that are highly influential in my thinking about the X project topics and answering some of the more significant questions asked above. So far, I have summarized 6 of those books. Going forward, I expect, but subject to change, the articles will switch back and forth between books and other topics, which takes us towards the end of February. I will continue reading books in 2024 on the X project topics and intend to summarize 10 more influential books next year. So, beginning in March, you should expect 1 monthly book summary and 9 other articles. Some topics, like fiscal dominance and inflation, about which I already have written, will be revisited occasionally. In addition to writing about specific issues like government debt monetization, which is coming up next in 2 articles after the next book summary article, I'd also like to write about particular people and their theses, including some investment theses for consideration and discussion with your financial advisors. Section 8. What's the difference between free and paid subscriptions? This and all previous articles and podcasts thus far, along with the next several articles and podcasts, are free and available to all subscribers and guests checking out my Substack. And if you're asking what's that, we'll cover that in section 10 below. Sometime within the next month, I will be putting up my paywall, which means there will be a point in the article after which only paid subscribers can continue reading. Initially, I intend to restrict only the last section or 2 of each article to paid subscribers, and then I will move the paywall up in the article over time. I intend to always provide the first 3 or 4 sections of each article to free subscribers. As for podcasts, I think I'll be recording 2 versions, one for free subscribers and one for paid subscribers. Section 9. How can you get a free paid subscription? If you click the share button or the refer a friend button at the bottom of this article and use the link provided to send your referral, and use the link provided to send to your referral, and if your referral signs up for a free subscription, you will get 1 month of a free paid subscription. If you get 3 referrals to sign up for a free subscription, you will get 6 months of free paid subscription. And if you get 5 referrals to sign up for a free subscription, you will get a full year of free paid subscription. And you can keep going and stacking from there. 7 referrals get you a year and 2 months of free paid subscription. 9 referrals get you a year and 7 months of free paid subscription. 15 referrals get you 3 full years of paid subscription. It is that easy. Please be aggressive in referring me, and you won't have to pay. I am counting on you. Section 10. What is Substack and how do I use it? Substack is an innovative online platform that revolutionizes how written content is consumed and created. It empowers independent writers and journalists to publish newsletters and gain a dedicated readership, offering a mix of free and paid subscription models. Substack simplifies the publishing process, allowing writers to focus on their content, while it handles the logistics of distribution and subscription management. How do you sign up? On the website, visit my Substack website at thexproject.substack.com or click the subscribe button below. Enter email. Subscribers will be prompted to enter their email address and subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. New users will be asked to create a password to set up their Substack account. On the mobile app, start by downloading the app at the App Store or Google Play. Search for The X Project in the search feature in the app to find my publication. And similar to the website, you'll need to subscribe and create an account using your email and password. How do you consume the content? Via the website or the app. Once subscribed, you can read my articles directly on the Substack website or app. You can like, comment, and share my posts. Please do all three. And you can view and manage your subscription and settings through your account. And then via email, my articles will be delivered directly to your email inbox, and you can read and respond to my posts directly from your email. Thank you. This concludes the X Project's podcast number 11. Again, please subscribe to the X Project Substack at thexproject.substack.com.